Hey, it's Melita the therapist here for another segment of Spilling the Tea in Therapy. Hope you got your tea. Let me take a sip. Yes. So today we're going to focus on something that I know many of us have dealt with before in some shape or form. You know, some of us deal with it a lot easier than others. So, beginning out this year, I want to set you in a good place. So, we're still on the tip of February, and so I want you to have joy this year, as we've talked about before. I want you to check those emotions at the door. I want you to deepen your love. And now I want you to deal with your anxiety. We're going to learn 3 ways to reduce anxiety naturally. All right. So let's get your pens, paper out, and let's take some notes. Uh, respect the quotes and let's get going today. So, what we're going to focus on is 3 ways. So, my first way to reduce your anxiety naturally is, of course, meditation. This is a big buzzword lately. People says meditate. We want to sit with our legs chakra. We've been hearing all these terms, but I want you to know that meditation is not necessarily that. It's about resting your mind, sitting quietly. It could be thinking on positive thoughts, not just not thinking of anything, but thinking on those things that are good, those things that are lovely, those things that are positive and progressive in our life. And I think taking out time to do that daily is a bonus, especially when we have anxiety. Anxiety starts here first before it manifests anywhere else in your body. It is a thought first. As a therapist, I have to share with you, I definitely am a CBT therapist, so I do cognitive behavioral approach with my clients. And we always talk about that triangle of, what I think leads to how I feel, and how I feel dictates what I do. And this is very true, that triangle of thought, feeling, and doing. And so anxiety falls into that. It's a matter of thought. I had an anxiety based or worry based thought first, then everything else lined up with it, my emotions, my actions. So, where do we manage anxiety? Up here. That's why my number one is to meditate or to practice what we call in this field mindfulness. All right. Being mindful of where you are in life and where you're at physically at the moment. Being aware of solutions and allowing solutions to come to you. This is important, okay, when dealing with anxiety. Anxiety is a lot of questions unanswered in your head. Read my book, You're Living Fulfilled. MelitaTheTherapist.com is where you can get it. But it talks about that. How, you get into overdrive sometimes. We have these thoughts and questions and we don't answer them. So we panic. And so this year we're not going to live a life of worry or have 50 million unknowns and unanswered questions. Says we're going to get them answered and we're going to move forward. And some of us have dealt with this for a long time. So we have gotten out of the habit of exercising our brain that way. Anxiety worries and anxiety thoughts can become very habit forming and make us feel like there's no hope. This doesn't work. Well, actually, it does. It's just going to take you to practice more and be intentional about it, about resolving it. Okay. So, meditation, being mindful, thinking about your thinking, we call it metacognition. That means think about your thinking. And so that's what I want you to do this year, sis, is to focus on what do I focus on the most? I want you to write that down. Where do my thoughts tend to lie on the most? Am I always worried about my finances? Am I always worried about my children? Am I always scared someone's following me? Or what is this anxiety centered around? Okay. And then we're going to focus on it in meditation as a solution. If I'm constantly worried about finances, then let me meditate on ways that I can improve, What can I do today to take that step towards improving my finances? Maybe I pack my lunch today instead of eat out. I'm going to save this money today. Maybe it's cutting bad habits like smoking and drink. That's extra money, right? That is what I want you to begin to do. Being mindful of where your thoughts are taking you, okay? We're not going to be all over the place this year, sis. We're going to get it together. So I want you to do that exercise is, where do my thoughts take me on a regular? Okay? Number 2 is practice self-care. Oh, you're going to hear that from me a lot. Every time you come to me, we dealing with depression. Ooh, we need some self-care. We have bad relations. Ooh, we need some self-care because it's important. All right? Self-care doesn't mean that we ignore other people. We care for them too by caring for us, right? It allows us to see how we need to care for someone else because we're so clear-headed and grounded and have fulfilled our own tank that now we can help fulfill someone else's. Oh, that was good. That was good right there. So practice self-care. Self-care regimens. It's not optional. It's not, I'm going to do that next week. Oh, I'm going to take care of me after this week. I just got to focus on the kids. I got to focus. Guess what? It's not going to go right. And you know that. You're snapping at people. You're frustrated. You're angry. You're confused because you have lost sight. All right? You have to practice self-care. If that's praying, connecting with God, that's writing down your goals, that's thinking of how I want my day to go today, that arranges everything else in perfect harmony and in order. Not perfection, okay? Because that's not what we're striving for, because you're human. But practice self-care daily. I hope and I believe you brush your teeth every day. So treat it like that, okay? Now, number 3, the third way we can lower or reduce or eliminate our anxiety naturally is declutter. A lot of times when I see clients, they're all over the place. Their space is all over the place. So I'm up here all over the place. My area is out of place. Okay, something got to give. The space got to help the brain get together, or the brain got to help the space. We got to help each other. So declutter. Does that mean I throw out everything? No, that means have a place for everything that's orderly. You know, get you some storage units, you know, some more hangers, you know. All these clothes on the floor, maybe we don't have enough hangers. Let's check. You keep buying. Where they gonna go? Okay, so invest in organizational tools. All right, organize your day. Use calendars and planners. I mean, our phones are not just for social media. It's to organize our life. You know, if you're not a paper and pencil person, I'm half and half. I have paper and pencil, but I also have one in my phone electronically. But if you're not that kind of paper and pencil person, get these apps that offer organization for you. You know, that's what Alexa, Siri, and Google Home are for. They organize you. They're your personal assistant, okay? Use them fully. And guess what? Those assistants was a one-time charge or very cheap monthly or whatever plan you have. Use it to the fullest to organize your life, organize your space, declutter. Some things you do need to throw out. My rule is if I haven't worn it in a year, it's time to let it go. I don't care how cute it is, how much I paid for it. If I have not reinvested in that piece that I invested in within a year or 2, maybe 2, depends on what it is, then it's time for it to go. You know, I'm in a decluttered space right now. I will be venturing out into buying a new property. And so I'm decluttering. And so that's good. That means I'm making room for new. And so with anxiety, you have to declutter. You have to get organized. Okay, part of the anxiety is I don't know, is because we're not piecing our life together. We have too many questions because we don't know things. We don't know where this is. I don't know how we need to get organized, okay? So those are our three natural ways, is to meditate or be mindful, practice mindfulness, definitely practice self-care, and declutter, sis. And you will be on your way to lessening your anxiety and possibly, and I believe, even eliminating it, okay?